Greetings fellow man, Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again, and today I am in a Japanese arcade. So you will find these kinds of arcades all over Japan, maybe because of the rainy season. It's really nice to go shopping here. Some of them are really traditional, some of them are newer. And today I want to continue my series on Japanese girls or women, and today I want to discuss the case of the prostitute slash hostess. So actually many foreigners are involved with hostesses or prostitutes because they are, socially speaking, on the same level. They are a little bit ostracized, a little bit on the fringe of society really. But first of all, before I go into that, I want to discuss prostitution in general, and that in opposition to what I knew about the topic before, or what I thought I know about prostitution, it really is not like prostitution in the West here. It exists, I would say, on a much broader spectrum. Yeah? They have stuff that we just really don't have in the West, like cuddle cafes, for example, which I don't even know if I should count that as prostitution, but what else would it be? A relaxation service, but it's kind of sexual in a way. So first things first. So as I said, it's a broader spectrum, so that means you have a lot of women, girls, who are just hostesses in bars. So that means they don't have intercourse, they don't have sex, they normally don't give blowjobs. They are really just sitting in bars, and some salaryman who doesn't get attention from women and who is just a poor workhorse enjoys their company, and they would engage in conversation and make him feel like he is an interesting conversation partner, right? Like, oh, you're so great, you're so interesting, oh, that's a really nice story, blah, blah, blah. And they would pay a lot of money on the drinks in these stores, of course, and they would pay a lot of money on gifts for these women. And then there are hostesses that are not just pouring you drinks and saying, "Sugoi, shiranakata, sasuga." No, then there are hostesses who actually go out with you. And this is the stuff that we also have, of course, in the West. And that can be just normal dates, but it goes up all to normal standard prostitution. And I have to say, prostitution per se is illegal in Japan, which is defined as like vagina penetration for payment of money. So that means ways to go around that would be actually anal sex, it would be blowjobs, it would be hand jobs, all that stuff. So you have, for example, these soap parlors where they would clean you and then ask you if you want a happy ending. The same is true for many massage parlors where they give you a normal massage, and then in the end they ask you whether or not you want a happy ending. So that also falls under prostitution, of course. And I was really surprised when I heard how many young girls engage in this part-time job, I would say. It is a quite considerable amount of high school students and college kids who are hostesses on the side. And they can be working for a club, or they can just do this occasionally on when they get to know a guy in a bar, for example. So maybe they don't really work for somebody, they're more like freelancers. And then they get paid in Louis Vuitton bags, for example. But it's really a lot of chicks. And if you can imagine a young Japanese guy slaving away in a ramen shop for like 600 yen an hour, and then some, which is like $6 or something, right? So a yen at the moment is like a cent. And then you have a classmate of his who had the fortune to be born with a vagina. She can make like $500 on a weekend. $5,000 on a weekend if she's good. So yeah, as I said in my German video about these hostesses and this stuff, Oh, they have an Oktoberfest here. No, that's not what I said. I said that, yeah, compared to a young guy without skills, a young woman without skills can pull a lot of money if she's just not fat and has a pulse, right? Okay, so, oh, here's a shrine. So the same thing is true about Japan, and as I said, prostitution is on a very broad spectrum here. So it goes to all things you can imagine, and it starts at cuddling, holding hands, and pouring drinks. And it is just crazy how many or how much money these salarymen here in Japan are willing to pay for these questionable services. I mean, I would just feel silly if I would pay like thousands of dollars for a woman just pouring me some beer at a bar and saying, "Oh, you're so interesting, you are really a fascinating man." Yeah. But well, I don't know, maybe this is because they are just workhorses. They don't get any attention, any positive attention at least. Like if the roof needs fixing, then they get attention, huh? But that is pretty much how it goes, and this is why this prostitution exists, and it's quite substantial. So the amount of people who work in this industry, all the bars, all these establishments, that is a quite substantial part of the Japanese economy. I mean, not like cars, of course, not like import-export, but to me it seems like it's bigger than in Germany, and Germany has a pretty booming sex economy, kind of, because in Germany prostitution is legal. In Japan, however, semi-legal, as I said, and a lot of young girls engage in that activity, and they don't really look like hookers. They're just normal, cute, nice-looking college girls. So many people, including their parents, have no freaking idea, and yeah, a lot of foreigners end up dating them. Yeah, so, and that comes to a surprise to them as well. And for me, the surprise really was that prostitution is not really like prostitution like we think of it in the West, but a lot of it is just really pouring drinks and light conversation in bars. And I thought, what? You pay money for that? Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? But yeah, that's how it is here. So this is what I have to say about the case of the Japanese prostitute. And foreigners get involved with them because they both share their existence on the fringe of Japanese society. They're not integrated in mainstream Japanese society, and this is why when you go to bars and when you drink on the weekend, you meet these girls. You know, they always come in at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning when their shift at their club is over, and then you meet them, and then you start talking, and then a lot of questionable relationships ensue, and none of them last very long, and I just hope that none of them catches an STD. This is how you get in contact with hostesses and prostitutes in Japan. So I hope you liked that one, and see you guys again next time. Servus, Kameraden.